Hey guys, it's Leon. I'm a psychotherapist and also a life coach. And today I want to talk about how youthfulness and also childlike energy could continue to blossom even as we age. And what is the value of having youthful and childlike qualities? Well, it's not about hanging on to youth in a very superficial way because you don't want to let go of it. It's about realizing the archetype of youthfulness and childlikeness, the eternal truth of these archetypes throughout any age that we are in. So just throughout the lifespan. As we age, there's a tendency as adults that we think that we need to put away these childlike and youthful qualities. But as a result of that, we feel like the life is sucked out of us because these archetypes of youthfulness and childlike are very life-giving. And when it's taken away, we start to look at life as something that is very serious and really dour. And life becomes rather bland without having childlike and youthful qualities. It's not about acting like a child, like staying away from adult life. It's actually about embracing adult life, but with childlike and youthful qualities. There's eternal truth to childlikeness and youthfulness. You can look at it as the healthy inner child. The healthy inner child is playful, is creative, is energetic, is fun, right? And these qualities are always true regardless of age. And actually, we could realize childlikeness and youthfulness at a deeper and deeper level throughout the course of the lifespan because we get better understanding, better experience of seeing the value of it. So, an example I like to think about is when you watch the Last Airbender, that series, that cartoon series. There is a character called General Iroh, and he's this old man who's chubby and he is childlike, but he's also very wise. And he supports his nephew, who's actually fairly young. He's actually 19, but he or 17, I think. But this 17-year-old acts like a very serious adult. And this is actually a manifestation of unhealthy adult-like energy, the unhealthy adult archetype, where life is taken very, very seriously. And it's actually not a form of maturity. It's a superficial form of maturity because you're acting like adult, like you're really seeming to put on the pose of taking on a lot of responsibility, but it's really just an act. So when there's ways that people express adult-like energy in a very immature way, in a way that's actually rather childish, in which, they may express it in a very materialistic way when they feel like I have to have power over others in order to show that I am the man, for example. So that is a very superficial way to look at healthy adult energy. So childlikeness and youthfulness is not actually contrary to healthy adult-like energy. It's actually complementary to it. So you could be fully a responsible person while also having childlike energy and youthful energy. In fact, they could be mutually supporting because when you're childlike and you're youthful, you don't take life so seriously. It gives you a lot of energy, and when you have energy, you could take on responsibilities of life with more gusto. So that's the way I see it. So a really inspiring figure that I like to think about is the Laughing Buddha or the Fat Buddha, as we know him in the West. And he is someone who is very generous. He's actually a lot like General Iroh. He's someone who is very generous, very kind to children, very kind to animals. He doesn't have that much. He barely owns anything. And yet he spends all his time being generous and thoughtful to others. So to me, he's actually a very mature person. And he expresses his maturity through his childlike and youthful qualities by inspiring others with that kind of energy. So this is just something, a thought that I wanted to share. If you like this article, I have written an article about it, this topic in depth. It's called How Youthful Energy Continues to Blossom as We Age. If you want to read it, I have a link to it down below. And I want to thank you so much for reading, for watching this video. If you like it, click like and subscribe.